Insect nest headquarters. Within the massive spherical creature, the beautiful woman lay there as if deep in slumber, a transmitted message contacting her. The beautiful woman slowly opened her eyes, a hint of curiosity in her expression. Elder Luo, what is the matter? She treated the 7 elder-level figures of the insect nest with courtesy. Insect nest master. Elder Luo transmitted his response. I've been trapped by Luo Feng in the Dan Tower. He refuses to let me leave and demands I pay 1 billion primordial crystals as compensation before he will release me. How did you end up provoking Luo Feng? The beautiful woman looked puzzled. An alchemist in the Dan Tower poisoned and killed 2 of my subordinates. Here is the detailed report, Elder Luo said, sending all the information. The beautiful woman reviewed the entire set of details. I went to Dan Tower in person, intending to apprehend the alchemist Gu Qingyuan. Elder Luo declared helplessly. Who would have thought that Luo Feng is so domineering? He trapped me directly with his formation and demanded compensation, not even showing you any respect. The beautiful woman inquired further. His formation could trap you, and you had no means of escaping. Yes, Elder Luo replied. The power of the formation was terrifying, completely suppressing me. I couldn't resist. If he could have broken through the formation by force, he would have done so long ago. Moreover, the formation is continuously draining my vitality, making me increasingly weak. Elder Luo added. Insect nest master, Luo Feng is openly insulting us. Our insect nest cannot tolerate this. Why not tolerate it? The beautiful woman questioned. When facing a strong enemy, tolerance is sometimes necessary. Elder Luo froze. Strong enemy. In the eyes of the insect nest master, Luo Feng was a strong enemy. As for the billion primordial crystals as compensation, there's no need to pay him. You are an elder with many avatars. Simply abandon the avatar that's been trapped, the beautiful woman instructed. Elder Luo protested helplessly. I came to Dan Tower in person, prepared to forcibly seize Gu Qingyuan. Because of this, I carried a full set of secret treasures worth over 1 billion primordial crystals. If it were a regular avatar, he would abandon it without hesitation. The hard-to-acquire complete set of secret treasures was tailored for him, impossible to discard lightly. Then offer the compensation, the beautiful woman said. If I do, our insect nest will lose face completely. Luo Feng is trampling on the reputation of our insect nest. Elder Luo reminded her once more. Let him trample. The beautiful woman ended the communication. She never cared about such matters. Last time, he provoked me outside my cave mansion. Now he openly disregards me. Is he pushing me to confront him? The beautiful woman grew increasingly wary, knowing a simple truth. The more an enemy wishes to accomplish something, the less you should let them succeed. There's already information about me circulating in Yulan City, and Luo Feng has previously engaged with me in spiritual combat. The beautiful woman thought deeply. He knows my capabilities yet still pushes me to act. He must have some degree of confidence. Has he gained a stronger spiritual technique? Or perhaps some other unknown method? She decided the only response was patience. Time would reveal Luo Feng's true capabilities. As long as Luo Feng is powerful enough, the truth will eventually come to light when he reveals his strengths. The beautiful woman remained calm and composed. The formation surrounding the Dan Tower complex was operating, forcibly trapping Elder Luo and compelling him to provide compensation. The spectacle naturally stunned onlookers, and the news spread rapidly throughout the city. A Dan Tower faction primarily focused on alchemy dared to provoke one of the 3 major looting factions, the Insect Nest. Factions capable of large-scale looting were invariably fearsome. The Insect Nest had its master and 7 elder-level figures, with numerous mid-stage divine emperor enlightened individuals. Simply trapping Elder Luo like this, the Chongqing building owner expressed apprehension. I'll handle this matter, don't worry about it, Luo Feng said. The Chongqing building owner was truly uneasy. His strength was insufficient to confront the insect nest directly or to act tough against them. Let's hope Luo Feng doesn't bring disaster upon me, the Chongqing building owner thought anxiously. The trapped Elder Luo remained silent for a moment. Finally, he spoke, his tone noticeably softer. Luo Feng, this time I trespassed. Please release me. The Chongqing building owner was surprised, while other members of the Dan Tower were astonished. Did he really yield? I've already said, pay 1 billion primordial crystals as compensation, and I'll let you go. Luo Feng stated coldly, staring at him. Elder Sa Luo felt profoundly stifled. He was a potent being of the source world, possessing multiple avatars, and didn't need to take Luo Feng's demands seriously. He yielded in hopes that Luo Feng might waive the billion primordial crystal demand. Luo Feng, my visit to Dan Tower was for Gu Qingyuan and not directed against you. Do you still insist on 1 billion primordial crystals for compensation? Elder Sa Luo couldn't help but reply. If it were directed against me, 1 billion primordial crystals wouldn't have sufficed, Luo Feng said, shooting a cold glare at Elder Sa Luo. Insect nest scum needed a lesson. If they were outside the city, Elder Sa Luo would have been crushed instantly. Even though Elder Sa Luo was fierce, he had no choice but to endure the situation. Soon after, another one of Elder Sa Luo's avatars brought along 1 billion primordial crystals. Here is 1 billion primordial crystals as compensation. He presented a bag full of primordial crystals. You may leave. Luo Feng accepted the compensation and let him go. As Elder Sa Luo departed, he glanced at Luo Feng and remarked, Brother Luo Feng, you have my respect. Without saying another word, he left swiftly under the watchful eyes of many onlookers. He really offered compensation. The members of the Dan Tower were in disbelief, forcing an elder in the city to obediently provide compensation. Unthinkable. Elders generally had avatars and were often unyielding, willing to have their avatars dissipate rather than lower their heads. Unknown to the Dan Tower members, even the insect nest master had chosen to tolerate this matter. Elder Sa Luo naturally sensed something was amiss, opting to suppress his emotions and not bring in reinforcements, but instead to offer compensation, concede defeat, and resolve the conflict. Senior Luo Feng, Gu Qingyuan, the alchemist, bowed respectfully. Thank you for saving my life. Without Luo Feng's deterrence, Gu Qingyuan would have been in mortal peril. Even if he had fled the city after poisoning, the insect nest's power would have traced time and causality. Gu Qingyuan would have been facing overwhelming odds. The death of his sole disciple had filled Gu Qingyuan with killing intent at the time, compelling him to poison the two perpetrators, ready to either escape if possible or face destruction together if not. Trust that Sa Luo will no longer target you, Luo Feng said. You can stay safely at the Dan Tower. Yes, Senior. Gu Qingyuan felt immense gratitude. All right, everyone can disperse now, the Chongqing building owner said with a smile before pulling Luo Feng aside. Brother Luo Feng, this time you openly humiliated the insect nest. The insect nest master must have heard about it, yet Sa Luo still obediently paid compensation. The Chongqing building owner spoke urgently. Clearly, it wasn't Sa Luo who chose to relent, it was the insect nest master who chose to back down. Why is that? Luo Feng seemed thoughtful and then smiled. Perhaps during our last confrontation, the insect nest master suffered significant injuries. Thus, she willingly chose to yield this time. As Luo Feng's cultivation progressed, the application of the Lai Yuan technique grew ever more terrifying, naturally amplifying his power. However, Luo Feng's strongest ability remained the combination of the Undying Heart and Palm World during direct combat. Even the three Hall Masters didn't concern Luo Feng too much, let alone the Insect Nest Master. Alright, no need to worrying. Whatever they scheme, I'll handle it all, Luo Feng said with a faint smile, before turning and heading to his small building. He continued focusing on cultivation. Although he hadn't intentionally pursued the life and destruction fusion, the life and death Tao was just one step away from reaching the late-stage Divine Emperor. It was merely a matter of steady accumulation. Once the life and death Tao reaches the late-stage Divine Emperor, I can venture into the Dark Sacred Realm. I'll leave an avatar in Yulan City to repay you on Xi'an Palace Master's kindness, but my main focus must be on exploring the Dark Sacred Realm. Within one of the core cave mansions in Yulan City, inside the tower filled with tens of thousands of terrifyingly powerful creatures all of Divine Emperor level. Luo Feng doesn't give the insect nest any respect, openly humiliating them, and they tolerate it. Strange, very strange. The insect nest master's domineering nature suggests she wouldn't yield unless there was a specific reason. Is she afraid? Of all things, could she truly fear? Tens of thousands of creatures looked perplexed. This tower was the Shadow Tower. No one knew what the Shadow Tower Master looked like. Among the tens of thousands within the tower, they only constituted part of the Shadow Tower Master. The rest roamed the dark sacred realm and other realms. He was a being of countless avatars. Master of Deceit Workshop, Shadow Tower Master, and Insect Nest Master all established theft and looting factions, each notoriously formidable. Luo Feng tramples on the Insect Nest's reputation, and Elder Sa Luo obediently compensates with 1 billion primordial crystals. Elder Xinji, his branches already blooming with flowers, stood in Yulan City, enjoying an exceptionally exalted status as a direct disciple of a peerless being in the dark sacred realm. Even the 3 Hall Masters had to show him respect. Luo Feng, newly arrived in Yulan City, coalesced with Emperor Qing, hunting only early-stage divine Emperor low-level primordial life. Yet now, he can elicit fear from the Insect Nest Master. Showing a glimmer of my master's skill, Elder Xinji contemplated. Even Elder Xinji rarely saw his own master. Among the illustrious figures of the dark sacred realm, none could compare to his master. In the most expansive cave mansion within Yulan City, Waiyon Palace Master sat there, his gaze deep, expressionless, reading the latest intelligence. He was intimately aware of every facet of Yulan City and well acquainted with Yuan Xion Palace Master's worsening condition. He had already prepared himself to take on the role of City Lord. Luo Feng, Waiyon Palace Master, studied the intelligence, his brow furrowed, growing so fast. The Master of Deceit Workshop had previously suggested recruiting Luo Feng, but Waiyon Palace Master had refrained, sensing a potent threat in Luo Feng. Insect Nest, Luo Feng behaves so tyrannically, and yet you tolerate it. Waiyon Palace Master transmitted the question to the Insect Nest Master. He is proficient in the secret technique of spiritual will and has engaged me in spiritual combat before. I prefer not to provoke him. The Insect Nest Master replied. Just spiritual combat? Waiyon Palace Master pressed. Yes, if I possessed a strong secret treasure capable of protecting my spiritual will, I would have no qualms about teaching him a lesson. The Insect Nest Master responded. Waiyon Palace Master asked no further questions. Moments later, Palace Master, what rank should Luo Feng hold in the latest Divine Emperor rankings? An underling transmitted the inquiry. Waiyon Palace Master slightly furrowed his brows and commanded, rank him at 33rd.